What's going on, you guys? It's your girl, the Word Lyric with the Kazay, and we are back with another episode of Let's Be Honest, the podcast. Now, I know, it's been a little hot minute, maybe like a week and a half or 2 weeks or so, where I was just giving myself a break, a moment to rest, a moment to recuperate, a moment to live my life. And I had some changes kind of happen, some shifts happen in my life, some people leaving, some people coming into it. So there was some things to adjust to. And I just turned 29. My birthday's October 18th. So that's a whole milestone in itself. And I did not know it was going to hit hard like the way it hit hard. Okay. I did not know I was going to be grieving. I did not know I was going to be experiencing a certain type of loneliness. And then I didn't know that God was going to turn it all around for my good, just for it to be a big celebratory moment, full of love, full of gratitude. Like, it was a whole roller coaster, my whole birthday week. To be honest with y'all, I did not know what I was really going to do. I was telling some of my friends, I was like, I'm going to try to do this, maybe go to the destruction room. Maybe I need to break some stuff this year, And then I was like, well, maybe I can go horseback riding. Maybe I can find a place to go horseback. These are things I've been wanting to do. I think the biggest question that I had was, what does a 29-year-old do, actually? Like, this is my last year in my 20s. Like, I know what I would have done. I know the things I used to do for my birthdays. But I don't know, these past 2 birthdays have just been so different. Like last year when I turned 28, I didn't really do much. I didn't have anything planned. I think I even told myself, like, I just actually don't want to do anything. I'm just grateful to be alive. But really, I wasn't happy. And I didn't want to try to take time. Like, I didn't feel like I was in a space to celebrate anything because of just where I was at that time. I didn't feel like I was accomplishing anything. I didn't feel like God really had me at a standstill. Like, I was just learning a lot about life and how to be on my own and how to manage. Life was really hard last year. Like, hard. I put myself under so much stress and pressure. And that honestly just comes with, not really knowing how to take care of yourself on your own. That was my first time really being on my own, paying my own bills, doing all of that, and it's so shocking because it's like, okay, she's 28 years old and a lot of people have been doing this since they were 18, 19, maybe even 16, taking care of themselves, So just a different dynamic, and me having to take all of this on. It was my choice. I felt like it was my time to step out, and the Lord preserved me. He kept me. He strengthened me, all of the different things. But I knew I still wasn't happy because I was like, there's got to be more. But I just don't feel like there's anything to really celebrate right now. So I think that's why I was like, I don't really want to do anything, on my 28th birthday. But then one of my friends, she hit me up and she said that there was like some kind of art music event going on that day. So I ended up getting dressed, and I was actually way more happier than what I thought I would be. 29 comes around, have lived a whole nother year, a lot more growth, a lot more depth, even more spiritual growth, especially, like, just soaking up so much. Still going through. Still kind of want to stand still, like, feel like God kind of just had me incubating, But comes 29, I'm like, man, like, I actually want to do something this year, but I just don't know what. And then that was when I realized, like, I was so consumed by my 20s, my early 20s, and all the things I had accomplished. I had started a business. I had been an event coordinator. I was helping other businesses grow and their social media and this, that, and the third. I was helping artists develop in the Christian community. I was making my own music, doing my own thing, performing, all these different accomplishments all throughout my 20s, my early 20s. And every birthday, for the most part, I did something. If people didn't, in my community, if people didn't put something together for me, then I knew I wanted to have something big. One, because I wasn't used to having so many friends. Wasn't used to having such a big community of artists, people, and young people my age that actually loved me and cared about me to the point where they were like, yo, you're worth celebrating, you know? And so I really held on to that. And then eventually there was a switch where it wasn't a lot of people around because friendship dynamics changed. People started getting married. I ain't hating. I'm not hating on y'all. I've been married already. I'm not hating. Okay. All right. Don't come for me. But no, people started getting married. They started having kids. They moved away. All these different things. So now I'm like, dang, my whole group, my whole circle has just dissolved, you know? Of course, I still have my girl, you know what I'm saying? Tony, macaroni and cheese. And then a few others who are special to me. Jada, who's an amazing photographer. And I have a few other people, you know, but once again, in relationships, dynamics have changed. And I'm kind of like the only one who's still like in the dating phase, blah, blah, blah. Then I'm single, then I'm dating, then I'm single again. So I'm just like, okay. I got to a point where I didn't feel like I had a community anymore. I didn't feel like I had really anyone to lean on, you know, to help me or to support me or to believe in me even, you know. So there was a lot of things that I believe God wanted to rebuild and reestablish within myself, but also tear down some things, which is a whole nother story for a whole nother podcast. My life is so in depth. The way I thank God because I think it's a gift of evaluation, self-evaluation, being able to critically think and emotionally think through the different various stages. I can break down so many different stages of my life and really pinpoint like, okay, this was about this. This was about this. This was for this reason. Okay, you know? So that's just kind of how my brain is wired and how I think things through. And it's also how I heal, how I process, how the Lord ministers to me. So I don't stay stagnant. But I think in this case, my 29th birthday was so special because I had to grieve everything that I didn't know I was internally holding on to. I was holding on to my years when I was in New York. I used to think that was the best time of my life. I had so much fun. Okay? So much fun. I'm an artist. I'm living in New York. I got a best friend. That's a whole nother story in itself. It's like we was always partying, always going at it. Just always going at it, always doing something fun and vibrant. Like that just wasn't my life beforehand, you know? My life beforehand was church, and that is fun to me, honestly. But I just didn't know anything outside of that. So that was a period of my life that I was holding on to. Another period of my life that I just thought couldn't get any better was when I had the business, the event coordinating business. I would create all these different cool events with all my friends, and we invite people out. We sell tickets, this, that, and the third. People would perform, and they would get better, and they would grow, and I would help people with their social media. Like, it was a whole, like, networking thing, and I was like, man, like, that was when I felt so confident because I had just stepped out on faith. I felt like I heard what God was telling me, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do it, and then God was blessing it. But I didn't have the wherewithal to maintain it. There was still maturing that needed to take place. There was still some foundational stability that needed to take place and be built in my life. So ended up losing the business. And I don't want to say losing it. I just kind of stopped. I was just like, I got overworked, overwhelmed. And then my reasoning for even doing it started to change. It became about, I need to keep up. I need to keep up. I need to keep up. You know, how can I rinse and repeat? You know, how can I come up with a new idea that was going to get people to come out? Like, it became more about that than doing God's work and helping my brothers and my sisters elevate. You know, I felt like God had given me something special to just help people elevate and bring communities together. So I thought that was the best time of my life. And then that fell all the way apart. Like, I felt like God put his foot on it. The people that were helping me, like everything, just everything, the community, everything. It was just so much that just broke apart. And then I think after that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to focus on my music then. Okay, cool. We're going to focus on the music. So I'm working with my brother. My biological brother came into my life. He moved down here, and this is our first time connecting. We're working together. Blase, blase, blase. I got a whole album, you know what I'm saying? And it's fire. It's amazing. I've never done such a professional body of work. You know, I've been doing my own music, but he already had the skills and the professional wherewithal to be able to really produce something. And it was just dope. It was fire. And I was able to work through my healing journal at that time too, because I had created a whole healing journal, and I was going through my own healing process from past relationships, you know, and whatnot. So I was able to put it into music, put it into songs, and actually process everything. And that was how God was healing me. I put the whole thing out, and I was like, you know what? Like, for my birthday, I want to put my album out. The next birthday after that, okay, the next birthday, I want to celebrate my old music and sing some of the album music. So I put a whole event together with that. And it just got to the point where I was tired of putting events together. I was like, I'm actually burnt out again. I'm tired. Moved out of my parents' house. That was a whole story in itself. So many changes, so many things that I was just like, I don't think my life could ever get any better than this. And then with where I was, you know, last year or the year before last, I think 27 and 28 were just the hardest years, like the hardest years I've ever had. You know, just being on my own, trying to manage, trying to learn fast, like fast-paced learning of how this world works, of how to survive. And those were some of the hardest years of my life. I was proud of myself because I was doing it. I was like, God, we're doing it. But then I was like, oh, but look at where I am. Like this, I don't know. This is not what you've shown me in my life. This is not it. This is not what you fully shown me. Okay, so I got to speed up because I only got 15 minutes. And we at 13 now. So, yeah, now we're 29. Now I'm 29. And the way the Lord gave me a whole week, I didn't know he was setting all of this up for me. Because I needed to let go of the past. I needed to let go. That is not the best my life has to offer. Jesus, that is not the best my life has to offer me, or to the world, or to my community, or to my family. That is not the best my life has to offer. And so many of us are so stuck in the past of, man, this was the best time of my life. And we're looking at our present circumstances or our present condition or our present disposition and just where we are in life. And we think that, dang, the past looks better. That's just like the Israelites saying, we should have stayed in Egypt. Moses, why you bring us out in the wilderness to die? It's like, no, like you don't even know. Just because of where you are right now, you don't know what God is preparing you for. You don't know what God is prepping you for. This is not the best of your life. There is more, there is greater, there is better, there is higher places for you to go. And not just for you. It's for others around you. It's so others can see the light of Christ in your life. And I think this birthday showed me that it's okay to let the past go. This is not the best that God has to offer. It's not. There's so much more.